Recently I came across this very nice villa in Canggu, 3-bedroom, that looked very familiar. I've been there myself, and I saw the booking charts and I was just blown away. It's a very nice villa in a great location, not too far from the beach, and it's very new, only about 3 months on the market. But the booking chart is absolutely full. So for the next 3 months, there's barely a single day available, and they have plenty of bookings for the next 12 months or so. So that is really what you want to see when you buy a villa and bring it on the market. Now, then I had a closer look and did some calculations and figured, is it really a good investment? What's the profitability of that? So the occupancy is extremely high, close to 100%. But then I realized the average daily rates are surprisingly low. Sometimes in low season you can get it for less than $140, and even in high season it's not extremely high. I estimate the average daily rate to be around $180. So what does it mean when you have basically full occupancy but only about $180 per night? It gets you a revenue of roughly $65,000 a year, but they don't even charge the tax separately, so that you have to pay out of these $65,000. That's 10%. You have to pay the villa manager, you have to pay all the operating expenses from cleaning, laundry, keeping the pool clean, small repairs, everything. So that's another 20%. Leaves you with an operating profit of roughly $32,000. Now the purchasing price of that villa is around $350,000. So you have to depreciate that over the remaining 29 years on the leasehold after the construction period. So that costs you around $12,000 a year, leaving you with $20,000 a year, which is only about 5.8% annualized. So just a little bit better than what you get in a savings account. So the daily rates are too low, and even with 100% occupancy rate, it's not a great investment if you charge only $180 per night. So what would happen if we increase the rates significantly? So let's say $300 a night. Now the occupancy rate would most likely go down. So let's run these numbers. Let's assume 70% occupancy with $300 average daily rate, which is quite significant, but it's a 3-bedroom, good location, brand new, really nice. So that would result in a profit of around $26,000, which is 7.5%, definitely better than what you get in a savings account, but not as great as what you might think when you see the occupancy chart. Now what if you go even higher, let's say $350? In that case, the occupancy would go even lower. Let's assume as a start maybe 50%, and the total revenue would go down, the profit would go down, and you end up more or less where you are now with only half the daily rate but 100% occupancy. So you're again with 5.7, 5.8% on your investment. So what does all this mean? You see, you have to optimize your daily rates to get the most revenue, the most profit. That is a given no matter what. But it shows there are limits to that. You cannot optimize to eternity, right? There are limits, and in the area of 70%, 80%, that's where you get the most profit typically. If your occupancy is too high, it's an indication that your rates are too low. If the occupancy is too low, then the rates are too high. So there is some optimum. You will never hit it exactly, but you will get to that range that gives you the revenue that you can more or less earn with that property. Now, what does that in the end mean? It means $350,000 might be a bit of a too high price to pay for this kind of villa in terms of revenue it will earn you. So the market does not really value this expensive property to that extent. Compared to a smaller villa that comes at slightly more than 50% of the cost, you get a higher revenue as a percentage. So it will be more profitable, a smaller villa in the same location, than a large one. Of course, it looks nicer on the pictures, but the resulting profitability is lower. If this kind of analysis is what you're interested in and you're looking for an investment in Bali or across the region of Southeast Asia, follow for more and leave a comment of what you would like to see.